Hello creatives, welcome back to Style Week. If you missed the last two videos, this is a workshop that I'm doing where I help creatives unlock their style, learning the do's and the don'ts when it comes to finding your style, and also some bit of self-reflection and creative challenges at the end of these videos. Now, for those of you who have watched these videos, hopefully you didn't miss it in video 2 where I talked about how professional artists with a style know that there are some rules and structure to creating original art. And these are not man-made rules. These are things that we observe out in nature. These are where we get the elements and principles of art. And in order to express our inner world, we have to get really good at observing our outer world. Great artists are also great nature copycats, and that applies to abstract artists and realist artists. Now, why we do this is not just to learn how to paint different things and different animals, but it actually helps us make connections between our inner world and our outer world. Doing this is what helps us connect the dots and create those connections that help us formulate those something I call repeatable aspects in our artwork. These are how we decide to use the elements and principles of art to express an intended theme or message. So for today's style do, get really good at noticing. Okay guys, turn on those noticers. Start noticing and observing more sunsets, more flowers. Start looking up more. Start looking around more. We need to really do less of this and more of this. Looking at different patterns and designs, looking at how light interacts with different objects, different textures, different logos, different fonts, and go a step further to make this actually a very therapeutic process. Get your body and mind connected by getting all the senses involved. Smell the flower, feel the tree bark, touch the feather, listen to the sound of the water. I'm one who can get really obsessed if I'm not careful with productivity. And so this is kind of how I think. I feel like I'm always working on my art when I'm outside and when I'm exploring, because I'm turning on that noticer and making those connections and thinking always about how I can apply these things that I'm seeing to my art. Test this out for yourself and see how this affects your creative decisions. How you choose colors, how you draw and paint lines, the specific shapes you decide to repeat, the specific feeling or emotion you're trying to express. And that leads to my next point. Have you ever really wondered, like deeply thought about why you feel so creative when you get back from a long, say, beach vacation or trip to your grandparents' house for Christmas or a fun family road trip? It's because you've been exposed to new perspectives, new ideas, new ways of doing things. So it's actually changed the way you see the world and the way you see yourself. When I was forced to step back from my business and care for my family that were really sick, I actually did a ton of walking outside with my kids in the stroller. I would explore new places downtown. I would explore new shops. Thankfully, where we live is very close to a little city. I can actually walk to stores, the grocery store, the school, all these different things just within walking distance. So I think this exposure to new things and every single day going outside, I really think it helped me stay motivated, stay consistent, stay creative, inspired, and connect those dots in my art. And that leads me to our style don't. And that's to constantly isolate yourself. Yes, artists need to be in solitude to do that reflection and that creative work, but isolating yourself from new things, new ideas, from people can really hinder our art so much. Every single person that we encounter, no matter how young or old, what kind of background they have, we can always learn something from them. Stay curious about how people talk, how they express themselves, what they care about, how they think, how they move, what motivates them. These are all things that actually are affecting us and influencing our art. It's possible to keep an open, humble mind while also not letting those negative external opinions dictate our direction. All right, creative, so now it's time for the challenge, and I'm gonna actually have you go on a little treasure hunt. Something I like to do with my children is grab a little baggie or just put it in our pockets, those things we notice in nature that are just so intriguing to us and fascinating. So for you, that could be sticks, rocks, feathers. My daughter picked up a bell the other day. And bundle up. I know some of you, it might be really cold outside, but we can still enjoy the outdoors, even in the winter. And so then what you do is you take those 3 things, you bring them home, take some photos of them if you want, in case they're gonna like melt or disintegrate, and then apply it to your next original painting, or your next doodle, or your next poem. This is where I want you to be as creative and playful as possible, guys. We're like little children again, noticing our environments and then applying it to our art. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. Bye.